Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Judy here. If you fight for freedom, democracy, human rights, and science, you've come to the right place. I upload one video to this series each and every week, which talks about dictators and more. My friends, before we dive into today's topic, please allow me to thank the friends who bought me coffee from my website last week. Thank you so much for your kind support, my friends. Thank you. My friends, I guess you know that Trump has attacked Greenland. Yeah, he has said that he wants Greenland for national security reasons. But you all know it's not true. Well, it's not all, but people who have brains know. They know that Trump just wants to use the power and influence that the country gives him to enrich his family and his wealthy friends. Why? Greenland is rich in natural resources, especially rare earth elements. Trump wants their natural resources to enrich himself, just like the Venezuela oil. He has sold some of their oil and put the money into his bank accounts in Qatar. Speaking of Venezuela and its oil, my friends, if you recall, I've talked about them in my previous videos. If you haven't watched those videos, please check them out in the description or comments. Yeah, I know some MAGAs only want Trump to be happy. So no matter what he does, they are good. They don't care if Trump only enriches his family and his wealthy friends. They just feel happy if Trump is happy. So, not surprisingly, 8% of Americans support the invasion of Greenland, which makes me imagine a small group of Trumpers saying that that's what a strong man would do. How insane and immoral. This Greenland thing is like your close friend, and this close friend suddenly wants to buy your house because there are some treasures in it. You don't want to sell, but it turns out this close friend is such an asshole, a bully, because it tells you that if you don't sell, he'll get it by force. You finally see the true color of this close friend. He's the worst of the worst. I guess the Americans who support the invasion wanna have a friend like Trump. Or maybe they are the kind of people like Trump, the worst of the worst. They bully their friends and get what they want by all means. So I say, stay away from the people who support the invasion of Greenland. They would betray you at any time. They are not worthy or trustworthy. Anyway, will Trump use military force to annex Greenland? I don't think so. If that happens, the World War III will follow, because Greenland is an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark, which is a NATO member. Will Greenlanders eventually sell their home to Trump's America? No way. Greenlanders have better lives there. They've way better healthcare system, which offers free essential care for residents, including hospitals, clinics, and prescription drugs. Americans have what? The big ugly bill makes sure regular Americans have less and less health care. So if you're a Greenlander, would you wanna become an American? Would you? Besides, they know how Trump's MAGA government treats Puerto Rico and its residents. They know that MAGAs don't think Puerto Ricans are Americans. But Puerto Rico is a part of America. It's a self-government island organized as an unincorporated territory of the United States. If Trump's MAGA administration could treat Puerto Ricans that bad, how come it would treat Greenlanders well if Greenland were a part of America? Greenlanders are not stupid. They know better about Trump and his administration. Trump and his administration are kind of living in the 19th century. Speaking of the 19th century, there's another example about why the Greenlanders would never sell their land to Trump's America. The Great Famine. Yes, it's also referred as the Great Hunger, the Famine, and the Irish Potato Famine, which lasted between 1945 and 1952. It was caused by potato blight that was brought over initially from North America. The potato was the staple diet for the Irish people at the time and was the only food that was affordable for the masses. And back then, Ireland was a part of the United Kingdom. According to some studies, throughout the entire period of the famine, Ireland was exporting enormous quantities of food to England when people of Ireland were dying of starvation. I believe that Greenlanders know this part of the human history, so they would never put their lives into the hands of Trump's MAGA America. Okay, my friends, in case you don't know me yet, I am Judy London, a fan of Jack London. I'm a published writer who writes fiction and non-fiction novels and short stories. You're very welcome to visit my website, judyfaylondon.com, or Amazon to read my poems and my short stories. The last one, Mr. Rat, Candy the Dog, and so on, and my latest non-fiction book, Living with the Walking Dead, a roadmap for achieving your own success. I hope to see you there, and thank you so much for your kind support, and thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channels, Judy Faye London and Judy Plus. Judy Faye London is a channel that mainly talks about culture, economics, and dictators and various events and people in human history, while Judy Plus is a channel that talks about interesting discoveries in the world of science.